Hey, hi. There's a quote you may have heard: accept your limitations and sure enough they're yours. And unfortunately, I can't remember where that quote is from, and I probably should have looked it up. If you know, please feel free to leave it in the comments. But the point of the quote is that if you say, I have these limitations, I'm limited by such and such, then yeah, that is going to limit you. But the flip side is that there are sometimes limits that are beyond our control. And that's okay. Accept your limitations and sure enough they're yours. The implication is that if you say, I have no limitations, then you can do anything you want. But the reality is that sometimes some of us have things that do hold us back, that do limit us. I can't stand up for more than 15 minutes to half an hour at a stretch without being in a whole lot of pain, and that's a limitation. That doesn't mean that I'm going to say, oh, sorry, can't do that because I would have to stand up for too long and I'll hurt. Sometimes I get stubborn and I do say, okay, I know I have this limitation, so I'm going to do this thing that involves standing up for an hour and a half, but I'm going to make sure that there is a way I can take a break if I need to, or there's a bench nearby where I can sit if I have to. I don't keep myself within my limitations, but I work with them. Because if I push too hard, I'm going to be in pain, or I'm going to get sick. It's okay to have things that limit you. Saying there are no limits. For some people that might be true, but for an awful lot of us, there are limits. And we can say no to some of them. Or we can say, okay, yeah, you're there, but I can work around you. I can work with you. Or we can say sometimes, it's okay to say sometimes, I'm sorry, I don't feel that I can do that. Because one of the biggest limitations that any of us have is the belief that we have to not have limitations. The belief that we have to be perfect and we have to do everything we set our minds to, even if it feels like more than we can handle. That's a hugely limiting thought, because we're putting ourselves in the position of trying to do things that might actually be beyond our abilities, because other people tell us that we shouldn't have limitations. Other people tell us, well, I decided not to have limits and look where I am, so you shouldn't have limits either. We're limiting ourselves to what other people are telling us. Why do we do that to ourselves? Why do we say, okay, I have to be limitless because this online coach says that I have to be limitless? For that matter, why are you saying that you have limits because I'm telling you it's okay to? If you don't feel that you're limited by things, don't decide that you are just because I'm saying that most people have limits. Limit yourself only by what you choose to limit yourself by, if you choose to limit yourself at all. Because at the end of the day, ultimately, you choose where your limits lie. You choose if there are limits. You choose. Not me. Not another coach online. Not your parents or grandparents or kids. You choose. Choose wisely, but choose. I'd love to talk with you more about this if you feel that you're limited by things you don't want to be limited by. Check out my website, send me a message, leave a comment here. I'm happy to talk with you. And I'll put the link to my website and to my Facebook page at the end of the video. I hope that you will tune in again next Thursday. There should be a video. Holidays are not going to be one of my limits. Meanwhile, take care.